What's up, fellow Legos fans? DJ Legos back for another unsponsored review, and today we are taking a look back at a LEGO 2021 Marvel set based off the What If show. It is Captain Carter and the Hydra Stomper. It is set number 76201. It was recommended for building ages 8 and up. Came with 343 pieces, and it retailed back then for about $30 here in the United States, where it was also a retailer exclusive to Target. And without further ado, let's start deconstructing the set and see how it stacks up, starting as always with the minifigures. Talking about the Captain Carter minifigure, starting off with her accessory, she of course comes with her shield here. This is her stealth suit, so she's got her normal shield design here, just in muted colors and for stealth purposes, and it does look really nice. It's really nicely printed. It does have the standard design for Captain Carter shield there, just with the colors removed here. But talking about the actual figure, she does come with that Elsa Schneider hair from the Indiana Jones line, in a dark brownish color, relatively rare for that hairpiece color. The face is actually interesting. It is the Nymphadora Tonks from the Harry Potter line, just reused here. It does work for Haley Atwell and the animation design for the character, so I really like that head reuse. It works pretty well. Talking about the actual torso print though, you do have the Captain Carter suit design here, but this is her stealth suit, so you do have that same general design that Captain America's one had in the main timeline, but it's just muted a lot. You do have the Union Jack there, just all silvered out. You do have some nice detail to the torso. It's kind of hard to see just because of being black on dark blue, but you do have some nice line detail and various details of the suit. You do have the utility belt there at the bottom, nice straps in the corners there. You have no printing on the legs, which is a big miss because the CMF figure that was released around this time did have that on there, but I really think that this figure needed it, just make it a little bit more detailed. I could maybe have the arm printing too, but the arm printing really wasn't necessary. It's just the legs. Taking off her hair and flipping around to the back, you can see she's got some nice back torso detail from the front, mainly with the harness to hold the shield, the utility belt, all that. And then you have the alternate expression for this head, which is fairly angry, and that is what that looks like, highlighted by the hair piece. Next up is Steve Rogers as he appears in the What If series. So this is pretty much him not going through the super soldier serum, so he just becomes the pilot for the Hydra Stomper. He does come with that standard hairpiece we've seen used for Captain America figures when they don't give him the cowl. The head is not new. It's the young Han Solo head from the Solo movie, the Alden Ehrenreich one. It's very nicely detailed. I do like the cheekbones. It really gives that kind of not super soldier serum look to the character, which is really nice. And then the rest of them, he just has some nice torso printing representing the pilot suit that he wears for using the mech. And then flipping around to the back, you have some nice back torso detail, mainly focusing on the parachute bag for when if he has to abandon the Hydra Stomper mech. And then flipping the hairpiece around, again, this head comes with a angry expression as its alternate. Last up, we got the Red Skull. This figure is exclusive to this set through a variation of parts. But before we get into that, his accessories, he does come with that Minecraft headpiece in that transparent blue color just to represent the Tesseract, which is the first time Lego included it to represent that piece. But removing it, he also comes with that older style of stud shooter for some type of pistol, and it just fires off red studs. You just push the trigger, stud will go flying. But talking about the actual figure itself, head is really nice. It really looks like the character of the Red Skull. This was introduced in the year 2020 just to represent kind of a generic comic book version of Red Skull. Same with the torso. Mainly to represent the comics crossed with some of the movie design there with it torso as well, also introduced in 2020. And then at the bottom where this figure, what makes this figure exclusive, you got the legs there, which is that Last Jedi General Hux leg print, but they removed the tunic part, so it just looks like a normal trench coat, and that's what makes this figure exclusive. Should also note, I like that head, the angry expression. I just tend to not like that type of face print for bald characters, just because that's the only expression that character's ever going to get. But flipping him around to the back, you can see he's got some nice back torso detailing as well, just carrying all the details from the front on to the back there. So talking about the main build of the set, the Hydra Stomper, for the build experience, it's pretty much identical to every other Hulkbuster that Lego's made thus far. It does utilize the same basic gist for the chest area and the legs, the shoulders. It differentiates in a couple of places, but other thing to talk about here is the color scheme, which is wildly inaccurate to the actual source material here. It does utilize that regular green color with some sand green mixed in and some darker green. I'm guessing Lego, when they were looking at the concept art or images, they were looking at some that had like a darker green to it, just due to the lighting, because this thing should be like a sand green or olive green all the way through. But the other thing to note is with the stickers here on the chest, those are supposed to be like tank insignias and call rankings, but they've been replaced with Captain America's shield and just a little gas thing over it. I'm guessing that's just because Lego is famously anti-military with their toys, though they do deviate from it, but maybe that's just they didn't want this to come across like a tank, since that's what it is in universe. But taking a closer look at this chest area, starting off with, we do have a nice printed design for the actual head of the Hydra Stomper here. However, the print is not that great because it's a lighter color printed on a darker colored plastic. The green of the helmet is a little washed out, which doesn't look all that great, even though that design is pretty well done in of itself. Again, you have some stickers on the side. Pretty much all the rest of the decorations you see on this thing are stickers. In the chest plate there, you do have a 1x2 trans blue tile, and behind that you actually have a glow-in-the-dark piece to represent the arc reactor for this model. So it does glow in the dark, So seeing with all my lights out, that's how it looks glowing. My camera's picking up a little bit better than it actually is in real life. Lego's glow-in-the-dark plastic doesn't glow as bright as it used to, and just because of the newer mix, and it doesn't last that long either. It lasts for like an hour or two. Switching this thing around to the back of the mech, you do have these couple of air tanks for flight. You do have a nice part usage of utilizing this old rapier as a antenna. Not the first time they've used that for that specific use, but it is nice to see that use there. You do get a couple of telephone pieces utilized for some detail corresponding to the actual design of this thing, but getting this thing opened up, this just hinges up and out, and this hinges forward, getting you some nice spot for your minifigure. Before we put our minifigure in there, back here, they've done this on a couple of models of you do get this 2x2 rounded tile with some trans orange studs on it for your spare shots for the stud shears on this thing, which is really nice that they actually have a storage spot for those. Again, like I've said, I've used that a few times before, but taking your Steve Rogers minifigure, there's just standard Friends piece there for it to clamp the legs in, and you just slot him in here. He keeps the studs in place, and then you just close this back up and bring the head back down, and he's all nice and snug in there. However, you turn this thing around to the side, you don't really have, you have a nice area to snipe him with on the battlefield. Really don't like that. I think that mechs should be fully covered, and he is kind of exposed right there. So moving on to the arms, they are identical in the construction. They're just mirrored for the right and left hand, but looking at this one, you have some nice shaping to the shoulder here with some nice coloration of parts. A couple of stickers on here representing some detail on the gauntlets and the actual shooter on the hand here. Interior wise, you have this nice little build here showing some gears and whatnot for the actual, to get the articulation there. Some nice rib detail here on the hand, really making this thing look like it was constructed using 1940s tech. On the hand here itself, you do have 3 fingers and a thumb, just grab stuff with, and then like I mentioned, on each gauntlet you do have a stud shooter here for some weaponry. Again, you just that's the older style where you just pull the trigger, it'll fire off these trans orange studs for you. And then looking at the legs, again, they're fairly basic and pretty standard for most of the Hulkbusters that Lego has made over the years. There's really nothing new added to them to separate them or make them different. Again, they're also pretty similar to the ones utilized on the previous looked at Sicarian mech for the same What If show. You do have a couple of stickers there on the actual feet, and you do have some nice sticker detail for the knee caps as well. Nice detail around the hip joint as well. And on the bottom of the feet there, you can see there is 1x2 trans blue brick there, just to give some idea of some repulsor tech for this thing. And last thing to bring up before we go to articulation, Peggy Carter here, inconsistent with the show. There's not any space for her to grab or be placed anywhere. So there's nothing there, which is a shame, considering that's a core part of the Hydra Stomper. Again, LEGO might not have gotten the reference material for that. So yeah, you can probably mod the set yourself and put that feature in there. But let's talk articulation. So there's nothing in the head or the torso, just because of how this thing is built and constructed, but you do have a joint at the shoulder, which will go all the way up there. It'll rotate a full 360 for you, and you can get it back that far and get it forward that far. That's on both arms. At the elbow joint, you do have that click ratchet, so you can pretty much get it to there. You barely 90 degrees, but it starts running into itself, so it doesn't move that way, but you can get it all the way straight, so it's either almost 90 or straight. Again, this thing had limited articulation in the actual show, so I feel like that is an actual good representation of the in-universe, but kind of doesn't make for a fun toy for playing with. Each of the individual fingers are able to be articulated. And going down to the feet here, there is no waist swivel or anything, but you do get a ratchet joint at the legs here. They can go back that far before they start hitting into the tanks on the back, and they go up that far before they start hitting onto the actual torso mech there. But you can ratchet this out and maneuver it around there. Same with the back, and you can split it out that far and get this thing really high kicking. And then the ankles, they are not hindered going forward. They bump into that, but going back, you get it all the way back before it starts hitting into the actual leg piece, and then you do get some nice ankle rotation any which way. I should note with this thing, and with a little bit of friction that's in those ankle joints, you kind of have to watch out for what poses you put this in, because these air tanks at the back, they kind of make it back heavy, and it'll make it kind of fall back if you're not careful. So yeah, like that. So for all the extra pieces for the set, you do get one spare shot for the Red Skull's gun, but the rest of the extra pieces are right here, and of course, as I already showed, the extra ammo for the Hydra Stomper is stored on the actual mech. Talking about the instructions, we get one medium-sized booklet here. You do have the cover art being the box art from the actual set, QR code kind of in the corner there. Opening it up, you do have that little blurb about making sure to build one bag at a time, the building app, showing you how the build is broken down. Here with the Captain Carter minifigure render, we have a quality control issue, which they show the shield here is missing its outermost ring of blue there, so that's not really that big of a deal, but is a quality issue nonetheless. And then at the back of the instruction manual, you do have 70 pages of building, and then you just have the parts inventory in case you need it, and you have the product feedback with the pirates boarding at this time. Taking a look at the box, standard $30 size, it does have that general aesthetic that we've been seeing for Marvel stats that for the past couple of years now, with the Lego logo, the property logo up in the corner there. You got the brick paneling, comic book style, with all the various characters there. On this side of the box, you have the Watcher from the property there, the logo for the What If series, a nice product shot of the set there, with a ruined London in the background, minifigures, all that jazz. Flipping to the top of the box, you do have Captain Carter there sporting the actual size reference, and going around to the back here, just showing a few of the different play features of the set, with the logo there in the corner as well as the Lego-fied version of the Watcher. I really miss Lego doing that with the more recent sets, but at the end of the day, my final thoughts, the build I really liked. I really liked the design. Again, it's a really standard at the heart build of a Hulkbuster. It's just adding a couple of different flares for the Hydra Stomper here. Again, the color scheme I stack to Lego either not having the correct reference material for the colors, or them just not wanting to make an actual tank looking thing, given their track record of not wanting military stuff in their Lego sets. But bigger issues here are the head of Steve Rogers being exposed there. No place for Peggy Carter to grab onto as well, considering that was a big part of the promotionals for the show and big scene. However, again, I can chalk that up to the designers not having that readily available. Captain Carter, while it is nice getting her stealth suit, even before we even get a proper one for Steve, but it is nicely printed. Shield's nice. I do think she needed leg printing. Would have fixed that. Quality, again, prints, the instructions actually have that big glaring issue with the render for her shield there. And a price back in the day was $30 for this, $5 less than the previous looked at Sakarian mech. And yeah, I do think that this was worth $30 back in 2021. Really nice build for the Hulkbuster, but given that the set is retired at the time of this video, its price on the aftermarket is $26 US if you want it new, and it's going to be $15 if you want to buy it used and complete, according to Brickset and their analysis of Bricklink. I chalk that up to this set being a retailer exclusive to Target, and it being not entirely accurate. And on top of that, as I already mentioned in the other review, the first season of What If wasn't all that watched by the general audience, so I don't think that there was a lot of demand for this set to begin with, and the fact that it was a retail exclusive kind of puts it at the point where it can almost be bought for standard retail price, just a little bit under it. But it remains to be seen if season 2 here is going to bump these sets up in price on the aftermarket. So all in all, set does get a 7 out of 10 from me. If you're a big fan of What If you like the Hydra Stomper, highly recommend the pickup. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on the set. Curious to know. Otherwise, you can smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you like the style of reviews I have to offer, ring that bell so you're actually notified of when I upload content, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, have a great life.